guys, it's Shadow the Rat, and for today's video, I am going to be reviewing a leash sent to me by the Crafty Rat. So the Crafty Rat is a small business that makes leashes for small animals. They're also very customizable, so you get to choose what colors go into the string. You can choose some wings. Like in my case, I chose dragon wings, and mine are these nice green glittery ones, which I think are very pretty. And I also chose some green and blue string because I thought that went really well with the wings. And then I also chose a bow tie up front, and this bow tie is just a little green bow tie which is in the front of the harness, so when you put it on your rat, the bow tie will be on their chest. Anyways, the way you can put this harness onto your rats is pretty easy. First of all, I recommend distracting them with a liquid treat. I put some yogurt into a cap. I think I put it in a Frappuccino cap or into a neat baby food cap, and then I let my rat lick it, and then I take the harness and I put the large loop over the rat, and then I tighten it a little bit, and then I take their front paws and one at a time I will put them through the little hole between the two layers of string, and then I will finally tighten the string, and that's that. And you want to tighten the string enough that when you hold it upright so that it's going straight up from the rat's back, then if you put your pinky into there, you can only fit around half of it. So you don't want to be able to fit your whole pinky. You don't really want too much room there in the back, because if the harness is too loose, then your rat will be able to easily back out of it. And well, even though the harness isn't really meant to prevent your rat from escaping entirely, it is meant to give you like 20 or 30 seconds to get to your rat, even if they freak out and try to back up. Although you should never let them try to back up too much, because that's not a great experience in the harness, and well, if they do get out, that could potentially teach them to try and do it again. But if you are planning to use the harness outside, for example, then you will want it to definitely be tight enough that they can't just easily back out, because, well, then the harness is pretty pointless. Now, as for starting out walks with your rats on the harness, I would recommend doing it inside in an area where they're pretty comfortable. And this is simply because you don't want your rat to be dealing with a new place, like going outside, and also a new device that's putting some restraints on them, because this is just going to freak them out. So if you first work on the harness inside some, and you teach your rat to kind of walk along with you, and when I say walk along with you, I just mean you want to teach them that if they feel a tiny bit of pressure on the leash, then they should walk towards you, or walk towards the pressure, because if you don't teach this, then they might freak out if you accidentally put a bit of pressure on the leash later on. And so the way I did this was basically I had my rats out, and I took some yogurt or another treat, and then when we were walking along, if the rat stopped or tried to go in the other direction, I would go ahead and crouch down and kind of make a little kissy noise to them, and when they turned in my direction, I would use the treat to lure them over. So they learned that as soon as they felt the leash go a little bit tense, if they walked towards me, they would get a good treat. And if you want to work with your rats regularly on going on a walk, it's a good idea to kind of work through any kinks inside first, like I said. And on top of that, you will also learn how you need to tighten the harness so that they can't just get out easily. And you definitely want to learn this inside, where if they get out of the harness, they're not in danger, as opposed to outside, where if they get out, that could be a huge issue. Now, as for taking your rats outside in the harness, I've said this in prior videos, but you basically just need to be very safe about it, as safe as you can. If you have predators in your area, it's a good idea not to take them out on the harness and just stick to using it inside. Or if you want to use it on a rat that you are just keeping on your shoulder. You're not actually letting them down onto the grass or pavement or whatever. And that's just to try and prevent any sort of accidents. I know in my area we have a lot of predatory birds, and we have animals like cats and dogs in my neighborhood, quite a few. So this means that I am always looking out for any sort of predators when I'm outside with my rats. And honestly, it's a little bit stressful for me, so I probably won't be taking them outside on a harness again. I did do it once, and it was okay. The rats did pretty good at adjusting. I only went out with my most confident rats, which is also something I would recommend. Don't go outside with a skittish rat, and especially don't go outside with a skittish rat that doesn't like handling. And I just found that going outside was a little bit too stressful for me, and I just didn't like having to look for all these dangers, so I will stick to using my harness inside. But if you do decide to use it outside, I would recommend going at a slow pace, gradually getting your rats used to using the harness by first working with the inside, and then when they're comfortable with it, you can go outside and they will have less of an issue adapting. And the final thing I wanted to say about this harness is that I tried it on rats that were various sizes and ages. The youngest rats I tried it on were my girls Olive and Donut, who were 7 weeks old when I first tried it. They are now nearly 9 weeks old, so they are quite a bit smaller than they will be at full-grown size, and they still did really well in the harness. And I also tried it on my 2+-year-old girls, and they also did really well in it. And they, of course, are full-grown rats, so I just found that the harness worked really well with rats of any age and rats of any weight. I've tried harnesses on rats who were a little bit under 100 grams all the way up to over 600 grams. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you are looking for a harness, you will go ahead and check out the Crafty Rat. I will be linking their page on Facebook, and I will also be giving you a few other links that you can check out in order to order yourself a custom harness from their store. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you later.